and I'm bringing you now the results to WWE's 2016 SummerSlam pay-per-view, guys. Let's get into it. I'm going to go through the highlights, the nitty, the gritty of all of what happened on SummerSlam, guys. The match card will be in the description below, and the prediction video for SummerSlam will also be in the description below. So make sure you go and check that out, guys. And while you're here as well, if you haven't already watched SummerSlam, make sure you definitely go and watch SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver at the WWE Network, guys. So let's get right into it. Started off the show with the kickoff show. Now, the first match on the kickoff show was none other than the huge tag team match. It was the American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and the Usos versus the Vaude Villains, the Ascension, and Breezango. So this match was the first match on the card, on the kickoff show, I guess. There was 3 matches on the kickoff show, 10 on the actual show. So all up, 13 matches. And NXT had 6 matches. All 6 of those matches were fully intense and worth your money. Now, let's get into this match. So pretty much it was all out brawl. It was all tag teams. We've seen this match on SmackDown. I think it was the SmackDown before SummerSlam. So we already kind of knew what was going on here. Now, it pretty much went down the exact same path as what happened on SmackDown. However, at the end, American Alpha had the Vaude Villains done. They did their tag team finisher, but Jimmy Uso had tagged in. That's right, he tagged in very sneakily, and he ended up hitting the Frog Splash and getting the win for their team. And it kind of looked like there was a bit of tension between the Usos and American Alpha. And Hype Bros were just in it like, you know, what the fuck happened? Because we were outside, knocked the fuck out. But nonetheless, they got the win. Now, I predicted that the good guys, which is the team that American Alpha and all that are on, would get the win by pinfall, and I said that American Alpha would be the ones to win for it. And I was also rooting for that team. Now, however, Usos got the win, but I still get that 1 point on my check, guys. That's right, 1-0 for the TheJaseDawg. Into the next match on the kickoff show, we had the next tag team match. It was Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys. Now this match was pretty good. It kind of did look like it was kind of strung together. However, a little bit of disarray from the Dudley Boys, and it ended up going into the fact where Bubba Ray took out Devon, and then he got hit with a haluva kick, followed by Neville's Red Arrow. And 1, 2, 3, Neville and Zayn get the win. Who did I predict in this one? I predicted Neville and Zayn to get the win, and I also said that Zayn would get the win over on Devon, but it doesn't matter because they still got the win regardless by pinfall. 2-0 for the TheJaseDawg. Now, the third match on the kickoff show was the first match of their 7-match series between Cesaro and Sheamus. Now this match was pretty cool. It was getting right into it. They were taking it to each other. Towards the end, I think Cesaro got his eyes raked or something happened like that, and he got hit with a bro kick. Sheamus gets the win, and Sheamus gets the 1 on the 0 against him and Cesaro, and that means he is 1 point out of 7. All he needs is another 3 points and he wins this series. However, I reckon Cesaro will probably win the next one in my opinion, but that'll probably happen on Raw tomorrow. Now, who did I have to predict this one? I had Cesaro chosen to win. I was also rooting for Cesaro to win by pinfall. However, Sheamus ended up winning. So that is 2, unfortunately, to 1. Heading into the actual show now, we started with Enzo and Big Cass versus Jericho and Kevin Owens. Now this match was pretty cool. I expected big things from this match and it delivered. You saw mad little things happen. You saw Kevin Owens do the little type of thing that Enzo Amore does. It was pretty funny. However, towards the end of the match, Big Cass gets taken out. Now, what ends up happening to Enzo is he's now stuck in a 2-on-1 situation in the match. And he goes and he starts beating on Owens, then he runs at Owens, makes a mistake. Owens throws him up like a pop-up powerbomb, but not lifting him, just kind of lifts him over, and Jericho hits him with a code breaker mid-air, well not mid-air, it was kind of towards the ground, and it kind of looked like he got him more in the face than anything. And The move kind of reminds me of the Revival's finishing tag team move, but it's still pretty good nonetheless, and it did the work because Jericho and Owens got the win. Who did I have predicted to win this match? I had Enzo and Big Cass by pinfall, and I was wrong. So now that is 2-2. Oh shit. This isn't looking good for the TheJaseDawg, guys. Now, that one was a pretty damn good match. I was pretty happy about that. The next match is the WWE Women's Championship match, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Now this match was pretty cool because, of course you know, I am a huge Sasha Banks fan. I was rooting for her, of course, and you could tell I was predicting her to win too. However, this match looked like it was not a fun match to be a part of. That being said, Sasha Banks got hurt multiple times. There was a dive which did not work out well. There was a move that Charlotte did where she kind of dropped her onto the top turnbuckle area, and Sasha ended up falling off the top turnbuckle, landing on the back of her neck. Then there was a lot of big moves that did not look like it helped Sasha Banks one bit. And I did not want it to happen, however, it did happen. Charlotte ended up getting the win. Because what ended up happening to get the win, Sasha had her locked in the bank statement. However, Charlotte reversed it and got her into a pin, and as Sasha's bank was sore and probably injured, she could not kick out. So we found a new women's champion in Charlotte, who is now a 2-time women's champion. Boo! Not happy there. That was probably one of the ones that pissed me off the most. That was probably the one of the matches that pissed me off the most in this pay-per-view because I really did not want to see Sasha lose. The next match was the Intercontinental Championship match between The Miz and Apollo Crews. Not Creed, but Crews. So this one was pretty cool. They went all out. I knew what the outcome would have became in this match because I could pretty much predict what was going to happen. And it ended up happening the way I predicted it. Now Apollo Crews hit some epic moves. He did that mad backflip moonsault thing that he does. He does a lot of good moves in the match. However, Miz somehow gets the win with a skull-crushing finale out of nowhere. And 1, 2, 3, Miz retains the Intercontinental Championship. Who did I have predicted to win this match? I had The Miz. And I had him to win by pinfall. So now that makes me 3-3, guys. So, I'm tied up pretty well here at the moment. It's not in the positives, but it's not in the negatives. Head into the next match. It was AJ Styles versus John Cena. This is one of the best matches on the show, not because of Cena, but because of AJ Styles. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a huge AJ Styles fan. I followed him ever since he was in TNA, and it is awesome to see him in this type of situation where he is at Summerslam, which is one of my favourite pay-per-views. Now, in this one, you had them going all out at it. And pretty much, you knew that there was going to be no interference in this match. You knew that AJ and Cena were going to go at it one-on-one, no interferences. You had AJ hit a AA, or as I like to call it, FU, on John Cena. You had John Cena hit multiple AAs on AJ, even a super AA or avalanche AA, whatever you want to call it. You had the SDFU, you had the calf crusher, you had the Styles Clash, you had the fucking phenomenal forearm, you had everything. They gave each other, and they pulled out so many new moves and old moves, they were giving it to each other with their all. However, after Cena hit the Super AA off the top turnbuckle and AJ kicked out, Cena was shell-shocked. He did not know what the fuck happened. Now, after that happened, he ended up going for another one. Styles reversed. I think he was going for just a normal AA. Styles reversed it into a Styles reverses it into a Styles Clash, and then hits him with a AA. And then hits him with a phenomenal forearm. Cena kicks out. So what does he do? He goes for another one. Hits him with another phenomenal forearm, and Cena, 1, 2, 3, loses the match. Who did I have predicted to win this match? I had AJ Styles, of course, by pinfall. Damn straight, guys. So that makes me 4-3. Looking pretty good there, guys. And I knew AJ was going to get me the win because why the hell not? Because, as we all know, It's not just his favourite thing to do, but it's also mine. Hashtag beat up John Cena. Yeah. Match on the card was the WWE Tag Team Championships between the New Day and the Club. Now in this match, Big E was out injured, so of course you had Woods and Kofi defending the titles. Now, of course, the Club came out with Big E's ball, one testicle, because they blew up the other testicle. They came out with one of his testicles in the jar, like always. And of course, Jon Stewart was also there on the New Day's team, so they also brought out a tiny little jar for him as well. So this match was pretty awesome. Towards the end, Jon Stewart tried to get in there and get involved, and it didn't work out too well because the New Day tried to attack the Club from behind while that was a distraction. It didn't work. And then once they laid out the New Day again, Jon Stewart got in there again for some reason. And this time they're like, you know what, fuck it. Let's take him and, you know, give him some ring post-itis. So they grabbed him and they're taking him over there and they're pulling him by the legs. He was not happy. They were about to slam him. He went 1, 2, and then New Day's music plays again, and out comes Big E. Now I knew Big E was going to make a return because I thought he would, and I kind of predicted it too. So he ran down to the ring, took out, I think it was Gallows. Yeah, he took out Gallows with like a clothesline, and then he slammed Anderson as well. And then they pretty much, because of that, it was a DQ. So the Club ended up getting the win. Now, who did I have predicted to win this match? I had the Club predicted to win. I was also rooting for the New Day, but I had the Club predicted to win by pinfall. They won by DQ, so it still counts. So that makes me 5-3, guys. Now, after the match, they were all kind of celebrating. Big E even opened up the thing that holds the testicle in it, and he drank from it, and it was pretty disgusting. But he is back now, so we will now see, hopefully, the New Day lose the titles eventually, but I don't mind if they don't, because I was still happy with the outcome, because New Day and the Club, I like them both. The next match was the WWE Championship match between Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. Now this was a pretty good match. You knew it was going to get into kind of like epic, mad wrestling skills, and they were taking it to each other. However, towards the end, Dean ended up hitting a mad dirty deeds and gets the win to retain his championship. Who did I have in this one, guys? I had Dean Ambrose. I was predicting Dean to win by pinfall, and I got it right. So that makes me 6-3. Now, in this one, I really did think that Dolph had a chance of winning, but then again, I was also thinking Dean would most likely retain. And I was right, but it was an awesome match. You had mad slaps. They were slapping each other in the face for a long time, and they were like taking it to each other with super kicks, dirty deeds, zigzags. They were giving each other the 9 yards. But Dean came out walking as the champion, so congratulations to Dean, retaining the championship. The next match, it was the women's tag team match. Naomi, Carmella, and Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss and Natalya. And because Eva Marie is out suspended for 30 days, they ended up getting themselves Nikki Bella. That's right, Nikki Bella has returned to the WWE, and she is now on the brand of SmackDown. So she is now where John Cena is, her hubby, or whatever you want to call it. They're not married, but you know. However, she returned. It was pretty cool to see her return. We haven't seen her in a long time since she went out with a neck injury. And of course the match was a pretty good match nonetheless. They all took it to each other. Of course, you know my favourites in the match was Carmella and Becky Lynch. But on the bad team, I do like Nikki Bella and Alexa Bliss. Now, in this match, they all went all out. They pretty much had a lot of mad moves. It was pretty cool towards the end, and at the end, you may as well say, Carmella had the match going in her favour. She took out both Alexa and Natalya with a double drop kick, turns around, bang, kind of like an elbow to the face by Nikki, and then Nikki debuts her new finisher and gets the win. Now, who did I have in this match? I think I had the good girls, so I had Carmella, Becky, and Naomi to win the match, but they lost. So that makes me 6-4, I believe. So that wasn't too good, seeing pretty much all my favourite women in the WWE fail. You saw Sasha lose, you saw Carmella and Becky Lynch lose. It was not looking good. But Nikki's back, so that's a plus. The WWE Universal Championship match between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Now in this one, I was really happy with this match. This was also probably the next favourite match, or the top favourite match for me on the card. I was pretty damn happy about it. Of course, you know I'm a huge Seth Rollins fan, and I'm also a huge Finn Balor fan. So, I did not mind whoever walks out as first Universal Champion. So, I didn't really mind who won the match. You had the Demon versus the Man, and they were going all out. You had a mad couple of pedigrees from Seth. You had the coup de grace by Finn. They were taking it to the max. Finn was getting mad submission moves done on Seth's knee and whatnot, because of course Seth was out with a knee injury. And his parents, like Finn's parents, were at ringside, so of course he really did not want to lose the match. Now towards the end of the match, Finn ends up getting a epic mad move where he runs and kind of drop kicks Seth into the turnbuckle. He did it a couple of times, lays Finn out, coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. We have a new WWE Universal Champion in Finn Balor, the first ever champion, to be precise, guys. So, I was, of course I predicted Seth to win, so that makes me 6-5, but I don't really mind because either way, it was still a good match nonetheless. I was happy with the outcome. Congratulations to Finn. Hopefully Seth will win it eventually. And of course, this is what the championship looks like, guys. Bang. Looks pretty good. I don't mind it, but it's still a pretty good title nonetheless. Like when Finn was holding it up, it kind of does suit him, so you gotta admit it does look cool. Next match, guys, it is the United States Championship match. It is Rusev versus Roman Reigns. Now this match was hopefully going to be an awesome match. We're hopefully planning on seeing Roman Reigns. We're hopefully going to see Roman Reigns walk out as the first time US champ for himself, which means that all 3 former Shield members had been champion. However, when Roman made his entrance, Rusev attacked him, and it just turned out into an all-out brawl, which ended with Reigns hitting Rusev with a chair in the gut, which kind of injured Rusev's ribs. And then after that, he kind of got kicked out, and then Rusev was trying to walk up the ramp because the match had been called off because Rusev could not compete. So, who did I have to win this match? I had Roman Reigns to win this match. However, Rusev retained because it was a no contest, stopped the match. So I didn't get this one right, so that means 6-all. It's not looking too good. Hopefully the main event will get me to the 7 mark, but we'll soon find out, guys. But however, the match was not completely done there. It wasn't even a match, it was kind of like an all-out brawl. Now, after the match had been called off, Rusev was getting escorted up the ramp. Roman comes back out, runs down, and hits him with one hell of a spear. Lays Roman Reigns and lays Rusev out, and Rusev can barely breathe. And that kind of sends an impact to, Rusev saying, I'm here, and Roman Reigns is going to be the champion very soon. But we don't know if Rusev is out injured because of that beating he took from Roman Reigns. But now, we are into the main event. It's Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar. Now, this match was one hell of a match. It started off epically. I was happy to see this match. It was insane. Now, you had Brock taking Randy to Suplex City, I believe, 7 times? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, guys, but I believe he only did 7 suplexes on Randy. He threw Randy through an announce table. Randy surprisingly got him with an RKO out of nowhere on one of the announce tables as well, and then also with another RKO in the ring. Brock kicked out. Randy gets hit with a F5. Randy kicks out. So Brock's like, you know what? Fuck this. Takes off his gloves, and then he starts to go to his UFC roots. He goes in there and he starts punching the shit out of Randy's face. And then he hits him with a couple of elbows right to the top of the head. And the ref pulls him off, and Randy's pissing out blood from the top of his head right up about here. There's a huge gash. Now, later we find out that he needs 10 staples to pretty much patch up the cut on his head. But Brock just continuously started to beat on him after that. He kept getting pushed back. And of course, the match got called off. Lesnar winning the match by TKO. So that makes me, because I predicted Brock to win, that makes me 7-6, guys. So I just came out of this pay-per-view with the win in my pocket. But he wasn't done there. He kept raining down punches on him and trying to cut him up more. And it eventually got to the point where Shane McMahon came down to kind of stop it. He got in the ring, and what happens? Brock got in his face. Shane tried to get past him. Brock stood right in front of him. Shane went the other way. Brock went the other way. So Shane was not getting past of him, and he goes, look, the match is done, you won, just go. And then Brock's like, you know what? Fuck you. Picks him up, F5, lays out Shane McMahon, and pretty much, yeah, SmackDown Commissioner got laid the fuck out. Did make sure you hit that like button hard, guys, but not too fucking hard. Don't break your computers. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, the links are in the description down below. And guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button to join the Dog Squad and spread the word of the TheJaseDawg to everybody you know. And guys, let me know in the comments below what was your favourite match, how many predictions you got right that you kind of was predicting yourself. I of course came out with 7 to 6 wins, so 7 wins for myself in the prediction to 6 losses. My prediction video is in the description down below, guys, so make sure you go and check it out, as well as This Week in WWE with TheJaseDawg episode 30, both in the description down below. And also NXT's predictions and results are there as well if you want to check them out. But guys, it was a pretty good pay-per-view nonetheless. I think NXT came out of this with the better pay-per-view, but SummerSlam was still pretty good, as it is one of my favourite pay-per-views, so I'm pretty pleased with August's pay-per-views. So guys, as we all know, SmackDown's got the next pay-per-view, I believe it's Backlash, 11th of September, and then Raw has Clash of the Champions. So those are the 2 next pay-per-views. Both different brand pay-per-views, so you will not be seeing SmackDown Superstars vs Raw. It will just be a SmackDown-based brand type of pay-per-view, as well as a Raw pay-per-view. So, guys, hopefully you all did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do hit that like button and the subscribe button. And as always, guys, stay awesome. The TheJaseDawg is out of here. See you.